everyone, this is Melissa Psihudakis and Mallary Thompson with A Breath of Fresh Marketing. Hey Mallary, what's going on?
Hey Melissa, nothing. I was doing a whole lot of nothing for the last hour and it felt amazing.
Yeah, sometimes doing nothing is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend it for at least an hour at a time. It was pretty great. So
that's pretty awesome.
Another crazy week.
I know. It was totally crazy. I thought yesterday was Friday.
You were ready for it a day early.
I was. And then today felt like it was Tuesday. So I don't know what happened.
That's funny. Your days are all mixed up now. Was it because of the hurricane?
I think so. It just really changed things this week. It's pretty crazy.
It's completely knocked you for a loop. At least you guys didn't lose electric for 4 days. I hear it could have been worse.
I know there's a lot of people that I know that still don't have electric, so I feel bad.
I can't imagine not having power for 4 days.
Yeah, it's a long time, and it's not fun.
I used to live in North Carolina, and we would have ice storms, and it would knock the power out for a couple days at a time. And I know that at 24 hours, you start getting a little antsy. But I can't imagine being in quarantine, not being able to leave your house, and not having power.
I know, it's crazy. I know. When I lived there, too, it was the same thing. It would rain, and the cable would go out, and then the power would go out. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But so tonight we have Holden James. He's a full-time country singer and songwriter in Nashville. He was signed by Jaren Johnston of the Cadillac 3, popular country band, and he's currently working on a record of his own. So Holden, welcome.
Hey folks.
Hey.
How we doing?
We're great. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm doing good. I'm cooped up in my apartment still, so
Nice.
that's changing.
Do you sing for your neighbors?
They hear it all the time. I haven't been kicked out of here yet.
Nice.
They're nice about it.
That's good.
Where are you based out of, Holden?
I live right in the heart of Nashville, right downtown.
Oh, so they have to be country fans, right?
Oh yeah,
It's a requirement, isn't it? Is that part of your lease when you sign it? They're like,
yeah.
Hey, do you heart country music?
Exactly. It's like an untold rule that you will have loud roommates or loud neighbors. It just has to happen.
Nice. So, Holden, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your career in music so far?
Sure. Well, I grew up in kind of Western New York. I grew up around the Buffalo, New York area.
Woo, New York. Woo.
Yeah. Let's go. Go Bills. From there, I went to school up there. Started playing music here and there, kind of played at bars and whatnot. I moved to Nashville after college, like any kid with a biology degree should do, is ditch it and go pursue music. My parents are still super stoked about that. I moved down here about 5 years ago, which it seems like it was yesterday. Moved down here. I was actually a high school science teacher for a year.
Nice.
Which was very interesting, to say the least. I was 21 at the time. Did that. While I was teaching, I was applying for internships to kind of learn more about music down here. I landed one of those, which kind of got my foot in the door a little bit. I got to watch people write in writers' rooms in Nashville. And one day I was kind of just helping out around the studio, and the guy that I was interning with, one of the writers called out sick or something, like kind of last second. Mm-hmm. And he just had me hop in as kind of like a filler. And we happened to write a really good song. That song kind of got some attention, and then that eventually led to my publishing deal. So it kind of was a whirlwind, kind of one of those fairy tale stories.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. I actually was an English teacher at 21 years old myself.
Incredible.
Yeah. So I know. I feel your pain on that.
It's not easy.
No, it's really not, especially since I was teaching high school seniors and I felt like they were so close to my age.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to try to get respect and
Oh, yeah. Really hard. Really hard. So I commend you on that. Feel your pain.
So when did you first know you had musical talent?
Oh, mercy. I'm still kind of debating whether I do or not some days.
Humility, we like that.
Yeah.
Probably in college. I didn't really pick up instruments or anything like that until I was in college, as, you know, a 19-year-old boy will do, just trying to impress girls and whatnot.
Of course.
I picked it up quicker than most things that I had tried in the past, and so that is, you know, positive reinforcement, and that kind of was the first little tick that I had.
Yeah, chicks dig guitars.
Yeah. Did you?
Didn't really work for me, to be honest with you.
Really? No.
I was going to ask if you picked up more chicks than guitar.
Oh, yeah, no, not a chance. Not a chance.
You probably weren't playing the right stuff. That's
no, not at all. I definitely wasn't good enough.
You were probably playing a lot of country music.
No, I definitely.
I'm just kidding. I love country music, but
they're like, please don't play that.
Yeah, especially in New York. They were probably like, You're a couple of states too far east for that, probably.
Yeah, no, I get it all the time. I grew up on a dairy farm, which is funny.
Okay, that's
cool.
Like
good country. Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up on this 1,000-acre dairy farm, and I get down in rooms in Nashville, and they're like, "You're from New York, you can't write country music." And I was like,
like the pace.
"You grew up in Atlanta."
Yeah, New York City. Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
Always.
That's cool. Another thing we have in common, because I'm in New York.
Love that.
Yeah, yeah. So you're both a singer and a songwriter. Which do you prefer?
It kind of changes by the week, honestly. I really, really like writing songs. I think that's like where my passion is, and probably like where the focus for my career is.
Mm-hmm.
There is a really cool moment when you get like the first listen to a song that you sang on. You get to hear it through monitors, and it kind of gives you those goosebumps, and you realize that that's probably most kids don't grow up wanting to be songwriters. They grow up wanting to be the front men of bands. So most likely I like writing songs, but I also get to do it every day. And so that's that kind of, again, that positive reinforcement. It's been really cool watching that, but I'm still a writer at heart.
So did the dairy farm influence your choice to choose country music, or how did you choose country as your genre?
I don't think I ever really made a decision. I think people.
Oh, country chose you? That's badass.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's a song for you right there. I'll give you
I like
some
that. That does sound like a country song. Oh no. Yeah.
I'll have your name down as a writer.
Oh, great.
I don't really know, because I didn't grow up actually listening to it. I was more into rock music, and I was big into like the Kings of Leon phase of alternative.
Yeah, they're pretty good, those guys.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're Nashville boys too. And country kind of just, I think when I got into writing songs, I really liked the way that country writers wrote songs.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That
Yeah.
kind of pulled me that way.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite country singer?
Oh, mercy. I'm a big Keith Urban fan. I kind of always have been.
Oh.
He's just, as a singer and a guitar player, he's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and he's hot too.
That helps. I can't agree with you, but I wouldn't mind looking like him when I'm his age.
That's a good point. Have you performed live before?
Yeah. Lots of embarrassing times and a few good ones.
Nice.
Those early on kind of back home, gigs when you're starting off. I was playing all over the place, and down here it's been a different thing. It's more of like listening rooms and playing the Bluebird and things like that. So yeah, definitely.
Right on. Tell us an embarrassing story of something tragic that happened to you on stage.
Oh, mercy. This isn't even tragic. It's tragic, but I was playing the Bluebird with Jaren, Johnston, and Jeffrey Steele, who wrote all the Rascal Flatts songs and all the big ones. And I was there.
Rascal Flatts. Oh.
They're so good.
The girls
and
yeah.
those are the songs I should have been playing in college. I can't sing that high. That's the
Oh,
issue.
yeah, no. Oh, chicks dig Rascal Flatts. I don't know if they still do. They used to.
Yeah, now they're in Shay wagon there, which is again.
So,
Wait,
Yeah.
he's telling us an embarrassing story.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was playing. It was the first or second time I was playing the Bluebird, and I was a kid again that ditches his private school degree and goes and chases music. I was playing the Bluebird, and I had just signed my publishing deal, and my mom was like, "I have to go." When you haven't really been to Nashville before, the Bluebird's the place to be, and so she probably thought that meant like I had made it or something. And her and my dad came down, and I remember sitting at the Bluebird, and there's probably 15 seats in there, and us playing songs, and it's always fun to play in those rounds because everybody else has dozens of number one hits. And my first song, I just sat there and I got to the chorus of the first song that I had written and probably sang 300 times, and I just completely forgot.
Oh no.
I just sat there and I looked at my mom, and I was like, that moment where I was like, I feel like I'm 8 years old again.
Oh, no.
So I started over and I got through it, but it was just one of those things.
No, you have to pretend like you're crying. Pretend
Right,
like looking at your mom made you so upset that it made you cry because you were so
right.
proud.
If it was like a sad song too, but it wasn't. It was just like an upbeat song, like super simple song. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. And my publisher is sitting there watching me, and he's like, "Who did I sign? Like, what did I do?" But it got way better after that.
So, before you went on stage, did you get butterflies? Did you puke? Like, what was going on?
Well, I have the tendency to probably drink a few too many drinks before I get on stage because I get nervous. That kind of calms me down a hair. But I get nervous, yeah, but it takes about 15 seconds into the first song, and then I feel pretty good. And
Nice.
it's just muscle memory at that point. But it's one of those kind of the sayings, too, where, if you're not nervous, then it probably doesn't mean enough to you, like, no matter what. So I think about it all day.
It kind of ruins your day. Or it makes it better, probably. Not ruins it.
A little bit of both. Depends who you
Right
ask.
on. So, what's the proudest moment of your career so far?
It's hard because part of me wants to say it was just moving down here because that wasn't the easiest thing to do. Probably the more obvious thing was when I signed my first publishing deal with Sony and Jaren at Two Dogs.
Wow.
It was just like the validation that all the songs that you've been writing were as good as I thought they were.
Right.
And for somebody who I looked up to for a lot of years to reach out and take me under his wing, that was a big moment in my career.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. So you're in Nashville. Tell us a little bit about the culture of the city and what you like or what you don't like about it.
Yeah, Nashville, obviously coming from like the dairy farm and maybe going to Buffalo once in a while, it was a big transition for me. Well, to be honest with you, I'd never seen people party so much.
Really?
Every day of the week, just like what a drinking town. And that was very interesting. The culture is really fun. It's really creative. And opposed to kind of the Los Angeles songwriter world, everybody here is really helpful and they want everybody to help. And they want to give, and people are willing to give you advice and get coffee with you. And so that was really nice. Buffalo's not exactly that way, but as you know, so that was really neat. Yeah, I'm still learning it, to be honest with you. It's been 5 years, but it's growing so fast, and the places that keep popping up, the venues that keep popping up. I've never seen a city grow as fast as this.
Well, so like you said, Nashville is a changing city, just like the country music genre that keeps edging closer to pop every single year. Where do you see the genre going in the future? Please say farther away from pop music.
I think it's a split. There's a good chunk of it that's going to go as far down that road as it can.
That's true.
The other half, I guess, I'd say it's going back towards that 90s, 2000s country. And that's just from, on a daily, I'll get things called pitch sheets, and all that are songs that artists are looking for. And more every day when I look at those, you see more of that, looking for a 90s styled country X, Y, and Z. And that's increasing. And I mean, people want to stick around as long as Tim McGraw. They want to have those types of records still. So I see it going that way. I mean, once Taylor went pop that one, I mean, it kind of opened up the floodgates and really opened up the city for people like Sam Hunt and guys like that. And so it'll keep pushing that way. But we might even see more of like Southern rock influences in country music coming up, which I would love to see personally.
More Old Town Roads in our future.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But
that video is the best. I don't care what you say.
As long as, I was going to say, as long as TikTok is around, but that seems like that's...
he's no man. Oh.
Gosh, that was breaking all the viral country stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, do you have any tips for aspiring country singers and songwriters on launching their career?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I've had so many people give me tips and advice, but basically what my personal story came down to was just I worked harder than everybody else did. I was always decent at school, and so when I got down here, I tried to use that to my advantage, and I still do it. I mean, today I was at a studio trying to learn about hardware and gear like that, so you can't ever stop learning. Like, just because you get a pub deal doesn't mean you shouldn't learn how to produce music yourself. And I got pretty comfortable once I was consistent for a few years down here. I wrote every day, 7 days a week for a few years. Something that people forget about is that these trend breakers, you can't same trend twice. So if you bring something new to the table, you got to do that. If you can develop your own style, whether it's writing, or as a singer or in a band, it's a branding thing, if it's social media, if you can do that, you've got to do that, because there's so many people here trying to be the second, be the...
So in your experience, was it easier to break into the industry as a singer or as a songwriter? Or does it matter as long as you're good? You just have to be talented.
Yeah, you kind of... It's interesting. There's not a lot of just writers in town anymore. We have a lot of writer-producers who can produce tracks and records. And then we have writer-artists, basically, who are the ones that can sing, and they have a chance to cut their own songs that they write. I think it's easier, personally, to get into Nashville. If you're talented in that world, people are willing to either, one, write you songs or teach you how to write you songs.
So what's the one thing you think the average person doesn't know about the music industry?
Gotta keep it PG.
You don't have to. I talk all the time.
It sucks.
No, it sucks. Aww.
No, it's fine. It's just like anything else. It's a business, and feelings don't matter. You see people with families, get dropped from deals without notice and things like that. So it's a scary, cutthroat business. But at the same time, it's such a long-term goal-based business, too, where I think a lot of people think you move to town, you become a songwriter, and then you should have songs on the radio right now, like immediately. When in reality, I mean, a lot of them were written 4 or 5 years ago. It took 2 years to get cut. From then, it got 2 years to release, and it's this really long process. And I have to constantly tell my parents, I'm like, I promise you, I'm not really bad at my job. Things are working. It just takes so long for things to come out. That's another big thing. Is just how much time this town takes to, the wheels turn slow here.
I think that's kind of true for everything. It's everything
definitely
takes more time than it seems like it does. Like, you see a commercial on TV and you assume that it took them 15 minutes to make it because you have no idea. If you're not involved in that process, then you don't know what goes into it. That being said, another beautiful segue. Who is your favorite singer? Wait, who is your singer or songwriter idol?
Idol. Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like I would get fined if I didn't say my publisher. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Jaren, I'm not sure if you know much about Jay. He's been a very, very successful songwriter in town. He's had, more than a dozen number ones in town, but also has a kick-ass band that gets to tour all over the country. And so they get to literally the best of both worlds. And then on top of that, which people don't get to see, is his wife is actually the one that owns my publishing company, and they're just a poor couple in town. And those people are way more rare than, a really good singer in town. So it's hard once you start getting to know some of these people and how impressive they actually are. So I have to say, Jaren. I'll give it to him this time.
So what is your dream for your career? Where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
Dream for the career. I kind of make a joke about this a lot. I would love to not have to do it anymore. Means to ends. I love it. The dream would to be, I guess, to have, 20 number ones, be able to tour kind of on my own schedule, and then live in a bungalow and write songs on my own.
Oh, Savannah's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah,
that's where, if things go right, that's where you'll find me.
That's awesome. We approve of your dream.
Awesome.
Do you have any future projects in the works that you would like to share with us?
Yeah. Cool. Well, Jaren, when he signed me, originally we started a record, and we've kind of wrapped that up. It's as you guys know, the marketing part is just as important as, the actual art part. And so we've been on it for a couple of years, and we'll be releasing the first single this fall. It'll be a song called Good Kid, which I'm super stoked about because I wrote it 4 years ago in that same room that I told you that guy out on. It was the song that got me my publishing deal. So it'll be a big full circle moment for me to have that come out.
So is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Oh, mercy. Share with you guys. I just if I could tell anybody anything, it's just be safe and be healthy, because I would love to be able to go out and play music at venues soon.
Are you doing stuff on Zoom, like virtual concerts?
I went from not knowing what Zoom is to where I think I might be the best Zoomer in the world. It's incredible. I've done a couple of the, Instagram Live kind of little writers round show things, but it's not the same, to say the least. I'm looking forward to getting back out and playing for people.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're definitely going to come check you out sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, please let me know whenever you're in town. It is a blast. We're not the safest spot in the world right now, so take your time. Stay in New York.
I'm in California. It's not safe here either, I promise you.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I basically am in the epicenter, and then Mallory's state caught up to New York and surpassed us, and so it's pretty bad in both areas right now.
But
we're doing our part. We haven't left our houses in 5 months, and we are keeping it real. So,
well, I appreciate that.
We're out there. We're doing our work for you, Holden.
Oh, wait. So, who's your celebrity crush? You didn't tell us.
Oh, celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. Gosh. Ooh, what am I allowed to say and not get in trouble?
Anything you want.
Celebrity crush. I would go. It's going to be the most cliche. I'd probably say either Megan Fox or Johnston. That makes me feel so shallow.
Sorry.
Okay. Wow. There's definitely something going on back there.
We torture children at my house.
Love that.
Yeah, it's like the gingerbread house and the the witch who lures the children in. That's where I live.
Huh. Yeah, it gets a little crazy sometimes.
The red hair in the Turtles movie just killed it for me.
Oh, I love that.
Really? No, she looks terrible. She's a beautiful girl. She looks terrible with red hair. I should have just picked a redhead and let her do something else.
Right, no.
I know. It had to be Megan Fox. I know.
Always.
Always. Right on. So what social media handles would you like to share so we can give you a shout out?
Honestly, the one that I'm on all the time, embarrassingly, is Instagram. And that's just at Holden James Music. That's the one I actually respond to consistently.
Good to know.
It's on Facebook, too. I'm hardly ever on Twitter, so that's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. Twitter seems kind of lame.
Yeah, it's just I didn't get a Twitter until my manager was like, "You're the only person on planet Earth to have a Twitter," and I was like, "You can do it. I'll approve the posts."
Nice. So very cool. Well, Holden James, we're excited to see what comes in the future, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our show.
I will. Thank you so much for spending your Friday afternoon with me.
Of course. Thanks, and have a great night.
You as well.